Hey traders, hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. Oh, Sundays, how important they are, right? Well, for Bitcoin and the crypto market, with the weekly candle closing in, hours from now, we're kind of in a predicament for Bitcoin. First off, just want to look at the daily time scale, not in log scale, just linear, just to really, I guess, make you remember that it's not, it's not always like cut and dry. Sometimes it can be log scale linear. All right, I liked log scale, but then brainstorming with Larley, he likes linear scale. He likes both. I mean, they both work. But if you look at the linear scale with the anchor point down here from April 25th, second anchor point, adjusted, the new adjusted anchor point, the July 27th, and the top anchor point being like that, Christmas Eve, that first impulse, the peak of the impulse that gave us our first higher low, right? And that was why it was picked. You can see Larley likes it more because more heartline touches, right? Resistance, support, resistance, and really up thrusting, trying to break the heartline and failing. But not only that, also up thrusting and failing to break above very critical resistance points from March and February and January. So yes, I understand we have made a lower high. That's okay. The retrace so far is not anything. It's not bad at all. All we've done, in fact, is finally, as of today, we back tested the neckline of the confirmed Adam and Eve double bottom. Back tested it and then ran up a couple $100. No, really it was a few hundred. It went as low as 11.1 and in the same candle rallied to close at 11,464. So pretty much a $450 move today from hitting that neckline of the double bottom. Wow. So that's fine and all, and there's not really, besides back testing that, I'm not seeing any kind of impending price action reversal in the 4 hour. I guess we can look at that in a minute, but discussion really wants to be more so kind of like pointing towards the weekly. All right. So really need to hold above this area, though we have not broken out above the overhead resistance like the first part at 11.8, 11.775, have come to back test this 11,200 area multiple times, and that is very important, right? On the daily, you do not want to fall below that, because below that, not much support until 10,000. So really want to hold and close above that. But going to the weekly, really, I mean, come on, man. What are you doing? Like, okay, you consolidated and then you reject, like you finally said, we're done with the consolidation with the huge bullish engulfing candle. And then it manifested into tons of follow through price action that got you as high as 10,300 plus. And then you pulled back. And even, I think we did a static video this week when we were above it. All right, and it's like it doesn't really matter until Sunday, today, and how you respond to it, and can you sustain prices above the breakout level? What is that, right? This is the highest level we've seen in 52 weeks on a candle close, around 11,475, okay? We were above that earlier this week, right? But now look left. That is it, man. That's the critical overhead resistance that you must break. This is back from the week of February 26, 2018. Never had a candle close above it this year. And seemed so great, right? You ran up, then you consolidated for like a month, 6 weeks. Then you bullishly engulfed and ran to the upside, and you thought, hey, maybe we would close above it. But, you bet Bitcoin better have a really strong finish if it's to actually close, have a weekly candle close at 52-week highs. All right. So again, 11,475 would do that, but you really want to break above that, and you want to be above 11,500 is really where you want to be above to close in just 4 hours and 39 minutes from now, which is that daily and weekly close. All right. Something else I want to talk about, it's just pretty good. I mean, not trying to put on green tinted glasses or anything, but just wanted to, was looking at the RSI, all right, and just kind of looking at, from the last run we had, from the beginning of it to the end, how the RSI correlated with different areas. Okay, and here we are recovering, and it looks like trying to reverse after consolidation, trying to go higher, but failing. All right, so back, when everything turned around, this was that first move up. This was the breakout move, and then you sold off, right? Created that ascending triangle before breaking the upside, and then finally getting into like bullish territory, which is anything above 60. All right, so in the time of the bull run, right, the crazy run that led up to the Great FOMO 2017, there were times when we got to 50, right, in the uptrend, all right, multiple times, right? But there were also times where we got to 60, which is bullish, right, and hit it and then bounced. So that's where we are. That's what we did, right? We just showed some Class C bearish divergence, which doesn't mean impending price action reversal, even though we did get it. It just means stagnation and momentum. And so from there, we sold off, right? We sold off, we were extremely overbought, 80 on the weekly RSI, got all the way down to 60, 61, which is good, and we've since bounced. And so you'd think that RSI is reset on the weekly at 68, and it could get overbought again if market participants wanted it to, right? So you're not in completely overbought conditions where it's insane anymore on the weekly. You're not insane anymore on the daily. Right now, currently, you're sitting at 55 on the daily. 4 hours, nothing's crazy anymore on these oscillators. They're all reset. So just think about, though, of course, we could sell off and go to much lower prices. Sure. It just needs to be noted that we've bounced off a 60 on the RSI on the weekly, and if we could break this anytime soon, there's fuel to run to the upside for at least an extended amount of time. We could get overbought again and get all the way. Like this. Look how many times we got overbought during the bull trend, right? That crazy bull run that lasted multiple years. Same stuff could happen here, but again, not trying to have some sort of bullish bias here. Just wanted to observe and look at the RSI, man. Who cares, right? So, what you can do now, I guess, is go to 4 hour. Okay, and just kind of zoom in, because we just looked at the daily, we looked at the weekly, now the 4 hour. As you can see, like in non-log scale and linear scale, anchoring from 1 and 2 on the bottom and 3 on the top, third anchor point on the top. We've not broken out, right? In log scale you have. But, and something, I've talked about it before, but like you would think that, we'll talk about it in a second. I want to talk about one more thing. All right, so, it just still looks like a pennant, or, you're creating this downsloping consolidation. I don't care what you call it, until we're not, right? We're holding this for now, and of course, again, it could go much lower just because X, A, B, C, D, right? You never got to the 886, but you did have confluence on the bat pattern, which we talked about in the live stream pretty thoroughly yesterday. You definitely want to check that out if you haven't. And so we're at a 38% retrace now. We finally hit the golden zone from your previous low to high, which, those are common retrace levels. So we've now retraced 38% of the way, and that's it. All right, 38% retrace right down here. And so a 50% retrace is 10,665. The golden retrace is 10,287. All right, so of course there is still room to run to the downside if market participants wanted to push it lower, but if you're in extremely bullish conditions, it's going to be much harder to get to the deeper, the more moderate or deeper retraces. Okay, again, one more thing I just wanted to talk about real quick, sorry, and then I'll get out of here. Okay, look at the daily. All right, you notice how like people think, oh, it's time to go to 2K now. All right, so if it was truly over, right, you witnessed kind of a similar look, right, where you had the huge run up, right, the buying climax, right? Maybe this was the buying climax. Sure, it probably was, right? And after you had the buying climax, huge volatility came in behind you and you sold off. You know, you went from nearly 14,000 all the way down to 9,750 or so before the attempted rally, right? Attempted rally that we got in January 2018. All right, lower high. You previous high. Same here, lower high. All right, so when we sold off again, big dump. All right, we had another big dump afterwards. And so in this situation, we never created a bullish pattern, did we? No. We had a very weak rally, and then we just dumped again. All right, in this situation, did we dump again? Right, after this move up, we shouldn't have held here. Right, this should not have held at all. We should have dumped again to much lower prices. Right, another impulse down. But no, that didn't happen. Sellers were exhausted. We knew that. We saw it, identified it, and look what happened afterwards. A leg up. So, the situation, why did Bitcoin not rally here and make some sort of attempt to make higher highs, where this situation we ran up a little over right around 78% of the way from the previous high, right? This didn't even make it 50% of the way, right? From previous high to low, 50% retrace. No, really, but the thing is right here though, is what I'm talking about. High to low, we didn't even make a 38% retrace for dumping again. This has made a 78% retrace, very deep retrace. So I just wanted to go into that a little bit too. I mean, if trends are over, believe me, they are over. Okay, so we didn't get that. We got a big rally to the upside, and now we could be consolidating on the 4-hour bullishly still. Remember, we just looked at it. So for all the naysayers, when trends are over, they don't create, whatever the prevailing trend was, they don't create those patterns and they fall through and get confirmed as those patterns, right? So we should have sold off again. We didn't yet. So anyway, and there's downside potential of the channel too, right? We could go all the way down to 10,200, to hit the bottom of this channel now. So, and you could still be bullish. But right now, remember, it does look pretty good. Still looks decent, man, on the 4-hour, right, with the still down sloping consolidation after a bullish impulse. All right, so if you enjoyed this static video, hit that like button, that bell, that sub, leave a comment in the description below, hype in the chat, whatever. I'll see y'all live. I'll be live for the weekly close, y'all know. So until next time, respect to the TA.